Hi, welcome back to week one. So I did a team builder. You can go check that on my channel. But basically, his team is like Pheromosa and kind of the Stalker with Skarmory Quagsire. So I was very scared of Pheromosa. Also, looking into his matchup, Raichu actually matches up pretty well because it outspeeds everything other than Zero Aura. But luckily, I ran Play Rough on Zero Aura, which does like 70% to Raichu, so I should be okay. Also, I have no priority on this team. My way of dealing with Pheromosa is actually through Thunder Waving it. If he's a Quiver Dance set, it's going to be very scary, but we'll see. So, I lead Weezing, expecting him to lead either Skarmory or Pheromosa. So, he leads Quagsire, and I switch immediately into Milotic because he's not going to Toxic, and then he doubles into Skarmory, I get the Flame Orb off. Then I go into Thunders expecting Stealth Rocks, and he goes into Raichu expecting my electric move when I just default because I'm a defensive Thundurus. Then he knocks off my heavy duty boots as I go for knockoff of my own, doing around 50%, taking off his sash. Then I go into Zero Aura expecting Volt Switch, and here I go for another knockoff knowing it will knock it out because I did the calcs. And then he goes into Entei, so I just Volt Switch. Actually, no, I don't Volt Switch. Okay, so I hard switch into Milotic just in case he was Choice Scarf. So yeah, I go into Milotic and I just get a Toxic off. I also have Haze on this, so Stockpile's not really going to be that effective. And here I'm just going to speed it up. And yeah, I just Haze it as he keeps trying to stockpile, but Stockpile's also racking up, right? If I Haze, the Stockpile's still on. He just doesn't have the boost, so yeah. Pretty good. I just have to be wary that I'm losing health from Flame Orb, and I actually need this to survive Pheromosa. It's one of my answers to Pheromosa. Or, not answers, more like checks. So now I'm at 69% and 63, and he's taking a lot of toxic damage. So I just toxic again, maybe if he switches. And now I probably go for recovery here, right? Yeah, I go for recover, and he's into Skarmory. So I think I just switch into Thundurus again. Yeah, because he might set up Stealth Rocks. He just Air Slashes, which is whatever. And here I can just Volt Switch. Which, do I Volt Switch? Oh no, I just knock off because I want to see what item Skarmory had, and also I can knock off something else. I think it's a safer play. So yeah, he has Gooey, so I figured that. And he was Life Orb. So here, wait, why don't I Volt Switch? Oh, because Gruger's faster. Okay, and now here I go into Girder knowing it can take any hit. And yeah, he just Sludge Wave, and now I Ice Punch. That's Hydro Pump. Okay, so it's good I knocked off its Life Orb. Yeah, 35%. And then I think I Drain Punch, allowing me to live 2 hits. So yeah. And then I can Ice Punch against next turn. And here's where the battle gets scary. So he goes for Sludge Wave, almost knocks me out. I Ice Punch, knock him out. Right? So pretty good. And he goes into Pheromosa. So here, if he goes for just straight up raw close combat or something, I don't want to switch into Milotic and have it just get two shot. But if he goes for Quiver Dance, then I'm in a lot of trouble, right? So to cover both options, just in case he's the Life Orb attacking set and he goes for something else, knocks me out, right? Then I can go into Milotic and I'll be fine, or I can go into Weezing. If he's a Quiver Dance set, I can knock off his potential Life Orb and then get an Ice Punch off. So yeah, that's what I go for. So he goes for Quiver Dance. I knock off his Focus Sash, and here I'm in kind of a pickle, right? Okay, he can go for a second Quiver Dance. As let's see what happens. So I go for Ice Punch. I get a crit, but it doesn't really matter, right? So now he's at +2, +2, +2. So if he's timid, right, then Milotic can live a hit, and I can just Scald and knock it out. If he's modest, then I can paralyze him, let my sacrifice my Thunders too, and then Zero Aura will outspeed. So I'm pretty fine in this situation. So he goes for Ice Beam, knocks me out, right? So he gets a special attack boost, right? So here I can Thunder Wave the Pheromosa, as Pheromosa proceeds to knock out Thundurus, and then Zero Aura will outspeed because he's modest, and I actually EV'd Zero Aura to outspeed modest or adamant Pheromosa. So I Thunder Wave, luckily I hit, and he goes for Shockwave, which he probably has Shockwave from Milotic, but what's interesting is a Shockwave at super effective Shockwave does 120 damage, where a raw Bug Buzz does 135, so yeah. And then here he gets fully paralyzed, but it doesn't matter. I went for Volt Switch anyways. And if he knocked out Thundurus, then Zero Aura outsped, and then I would still be in a good position with Zero Aura. Because I had Grass Knot for Quagsire, and that would have knocked it out from there. And on Entei, I just switch into Milotic. So yeah. So I get the Volt Switch off, Pheromosa's gone. It may have looked like I got really lucky, but I didn't. I had this pretty well planned out. So then he goes Entei, right? I double into Milotic because I don't want Weezing taking too much damage. As now I go into Thundurus expecting maybe if he goes for Stealth Rocks. And if I lose Thundurus to an Air Slash, I just get in Victini, set up a substitute. So yeah, that's what I do. Yeah, now I set up a substitute and now I can just Energy Ball this. And that should knock it out, which it does. Yep. And now he probably goes into Entei, and I can just Bolt Strike, get a lot of damage off. He goes for Tantrum, right? Oh, so also, this is actually, it depends if this is a speed tie. Actually, this is not a speed tie. If he ran Adamant, then Victini will always outspeed. If he didn't run Adamant, then Victini will, then if he ran Jolly, then Victini would never outspeed, or if you're an Adamant, then I'll always outspeed. I thought that was safer because I can have more defenses, and usually Victini's not going to stand on Entei because Entei beats Victini one-on-one most of the time, so that was my logic there. Okay, so I get off a Bolt Strike, as in now I go into Milotic, and now I can just Scald. Is that what I do? I'm pretty sure. Yep, I can Scald, and let's see what happens. Oh yeah, so I go back into Victini because like I can keep scalding this thing, but this thing can just start setting up hazards. I don't want that to become a problem, just in case he Scarf Entei. So I go straight into Victini, he goes for Air Slash, and this is fine, right? I think I go for Bolt Strike just in case he goes into Entei, but this was actually a misplay because if I go for V-Create, Entei already takes so much damage. And yeah, like I can easily, and then I can easily bait Entei into like an extreme speed on my Rocky Helmet Weezing. And then Entei's gone, and then Weezing beats Skarmory, but that's not the case. I should have gone for V-Create, because V-Create is like 50%, but it's okay. Milotic takes Tantrum, and then I go for Recover. Yep. And then I think I just go into Zero Aura, thinking because Plasma Fist should kill. But first I get the burn. He goes for Roost. I think I go into Zero Aura at one point. Let's see when. Yeah, now I go into Zero Aura and it's just two Plasma Fists. And if he's Choice Scarf, then he can't really lock himself into anything that lets him win. Oh yeah, so he just switches into Entei. Plasma Fist knocks that out. Right, because I'm Life Orb. And Adamant. Actually, no. I'm Jolly to outspeed Pheromosa. Like, Modest Pheromosa, which did come into play here. So yeah. You may think the paralysis mattered, but it really didn't because after I got the Thunder Wave off, Zero Aura outsped because he was at +2, right? So technically his speed is at neutral after the paralysis, and then Zero Aura had enough speed to outspeed the Modest Pheromosa. So yeah, that's where the prep came in pretty clutch, right? Like I realized that Zero Aura could just go to outspeed Crobat, but just in case Pheromosa set up, I needed Zero Aura to have more speed than the Adamant or Modest Pheromosa. And if he just ran the Jolly Pheromosa, right? Or not Jolly. If you're in Timid Pheromosa, then Milotic just came in and scalded it. Even if I didn't get the crit on Ice Punch, Pheromosa is so frail that Milotic Scald would have killed anyways. So, it's about that kind of prep that really plays in clutch. Here I did win 4-0, right? But it really isn't a 4-0. It's more like 0.4 to 0, just because Pheromosa easily could have swept me if I didn't prep properly. So yeah, sometimes a Pokemon just really scary and you have to over prep. And even if you over prep, it might still just make you lose. And Pheromosa is one of those kind of Pokemon. And that's why we put it in the S tier, because it's just so good, and everyone gets one of those. One of mine was Zero Aura, right? Super fast and versatile. Pheromosa just comes in and sweeps. So yeah. Let's see. Week 2, I think I'm going up against wait, who am I going up against? I'm going up against Shaka and his Hippowdon on a Ferrothorn team. So yeah, that's oh yeah, and he has Urshifu with the Wicked Blow. So yeah, it's gonna be a tough game to prep for. But yeah, stay tuned for week 2 and have fun. I'm pretty happy I finished 4-0 from week 1. I was actually pretty nervous about week 1 because that sets the tone for the season, and this league has a ton of good battlers. Like every single game seemed like it could have gone either way, and everyone has been prepping really well. So I'll really have to put in the work if I want to win this season again. But yeah. For now, bye-bye. I might be bringing some more VGC content, because actually, I love VGC. So, okay. Bye.